Hello everyone, today on the Jesus Taxi Show I'm going to be in Castle Rock, Colorado with a musician friend of mine from Nashville. It's going to be a good time, so stick around for the next 30 minutes for the best part of your day. Cause you're the reason, you're the reason. You're the reason. You're the reason. You're the reason. Hey everybody, welcome to the Jesus Taxi Show. My name is Wayne Hanson. I'm your host of the Jesus Taxi. I'm so glad that you're with us today. And we are in downtown Castle Rock, sitting out in front of Castle Rock Music, one of my favorite spots to be. And in the cab here today, I've got Andy Fillo. It's Fillo, right?
Fillo.
Give me some knuckles, man.
Good. No one pronounces that right.
Good. Well, we are driving around in the Jesus Taxi. Andy was a Nashville musician just like me. He was in a bunch of rock and roll bands and probably wrote some rock music and traveled around. And so we're going to go to a live music venue here in town and we're going to talk about the Lord, and I think you're going to enjoy the next 30 minutes. So, Andy, I'm putting auto cut and here we go. I'm going to back now. This is one of the hardest places downtown Castle Rock to back out.
Yeah, no kidding.
So we might have to be patient.
Should I get out and direct traffic?
I think we're good as soon as this guy gets past me. Yeah, that's good. So Andy, tell us, where did you grow up? What's your background?
Well, I grew up in I was born in Westchester County, New York, but I just say I was born and raised in Princeton, New Jersey, because I moved there when I was like 3.
Yep.
My parents were not professional, but both musicians.
Okay.
My mother was a singer and a piano player.
What style?
My mother was jazz, and my father was a brilliant double bass player. He got so good at jazz that it bored him, because he used to go into Trenton and play with the jazz bands at night, and he got so good that he went to classical. But so that's where my music. And I often am not as grateful for that as I should be.
Right.
Because
and then you went to a music school. Did you go to Berkeley or?
I went to Berkeley College of Music in Boston for what was considered a semester over the summer after my sophomore year in high school, in summer of '82.
Yeah.
And that's when I realized it was very, very educational and good.
Yes.
However, I kind of the guy next to me in the room next to me was this prodigy French jazz guitarist, and I thought, all right, well,
I'm never going to be as good as this guy.
I should just continue to play other people's songs. Probably, you know?
That's awesome. I have a friend from Princeton, New Jersey. His name is Dave Hopkins. He actually runs the video department at Princeton.
Wow.
In New Jersey. So Dave, if you're watching online, Dave Hopkins, you got a fellow Princetonite here.
Princetonian.
Princetonian, that's right.
I wonder where he lives. Does he live in Princeton?
Yeah, I think he lives right near the university, on campus.
Have you been?
I've never been.
I mean, it really is an idyllic. It's almost like, it doesn't look like what was Andy Griffith's town?
Oh, Mayberry.
Yeah, Mayberry.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like that, but it's like, wow, you grew up here. Like it was really beautiful.
Right.
The school was there, so yeah.
Was that Good Will Hunting, or I'm thinking that was a different?
No, that was I think that was Harvard.
Harvard. Okay. Yeah. That's cool. So I know that eventually you ended up in Nashville at Vandy, right? Vanderbilt?
Right.
Right? And that's where kind of, when I think about you and I shared past and history, we might have been in town around the same time for a little while, early 90s maybe.
Right. And so, I was there from, I was there from 84 to 88.
Okay. And we probably just missed each other.
Yeah, and it's interesting because by the way, people, I would never get into Vanderbilt today, ever. It's like ranked 9th. I don't know how I got in. Maybe they felt sorry for me. But when I was in high school, I was in 2 bands.
Yeah.
And we played, dances and stuff like that. And so, but when I got to Vanderbilt, I just stopped. I brought my guitar, but I was like, I'm here just to have fun and study. And then there was a couple guys, 3 different guys that I knew taking a recording class in a Nashville studio that was part of Vanderbilt, and their final project was to record a song. So they got me. We played "Message in a Bottle" by the Police.
Very good. Yep.
My friend played drums. Yep. I played guitar and sang.
Okay.
And that was the very beginning of my junior year. And I didn't even know the story, but the guy who started my band at Vanderbilt heard it. And he said, "Who is this guy?" And I don't even remember him doing this, but apparently he came over to where I was in a fraternity and said, "Where's Andy Fillo?" And he found me and he said, "Hey, we have this band and we want you to maybe come over and audition and sing." And so they had a singer already, but they didn't like him. Oh. So I went over and I was in. And then, so for the next 2 years, we played the famous Exit in Nashville and traveled around the Southeast at SEC schools and played. So,
Did you have a booking agent or did you guys
We had a booking agent. We did it ourselves. And at the end, we even had roadies because we were like, we were making a lot of money and we didn't want to set up anymore at Exit In, so we paid these kids to haul our stuff in, right, fake rock star.
So did you end up, did you open for anybody that was kind of well known?
No, we didn't, but it's funny because Exit In, I played with a band called Jason and the Scorchers, which is a famous Nashville band. They were signed to EMI, and I played with another band that was big in Nashville, but no, we didn't. It was funny just because Exit In now has a wall where all the bands have played that have played there, and it's amazing. I mean, it's like Jimmy Buffett.
Yeah, I was just there last week. They had they were doing a Harry Styles night.
Oh,
it was the Harry Styles release party.
Oh no!
So there was just a DJ just playing all the new Harry Styles stuff. So it's turning more like a university.
Of course,
kids hang out.
Yeah, well, it was.
Dance
it actually
party
was.
Night.
Right. And the reason we were successful was not necessarily because we were so good, although we were pretty darn good.
Yeah.
It's because before smartphones and the internet, you didn't know where your friends were going to be. My son asked me, "How did you know where you just had to talk to them?" You know.
Right.
So if we
Did you
were
have flyers,
we'd escape them gun all over the place. Got in trouble for that.
Telephone poles.
Yeah, they kept on campus. They were like, "You can't do that." And we're like, "Yeah, okay, well." Maybe we will again, but anyway. So if we were playing, everyone knew that that's where you were going to be. So all the Vanderbilt students would come there, and it was like a line out the door. It was crazy.
Yeah,
I mean, we weren't, we were just.
Did you wander over to Belmont too and try to get to those other students?
Oh yeah.
Get all those good Baptist kids.
Well, the bass player in our band went to. He started at Vanderbilt and he got bad grades, so his dad pulled him out and sent him to another Christian school, not Belmont, but
maybe Lee University. Or
no,
not
David, something Davidson. Anyway, they don't drink, but he would bring all his friends over when we played. Don't tell anybody.
Right. That's awesome. So did you play and sing, or you just sang?
I played and sang. I was lead guitarist and lead singer. And really, the rhythm guitar player who started the band, and he was a great guy. Still, I just was talking to him. Yeah. He wasn't that accomplished at guitar. So when I came, I sang, and he really couldn't play lead, so I played lead.
Right.
So it was it's like you playing the kick drum when you're at church.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. It's a lot on your plate.
Right. Oh yeah. Right. You just got to simplify everything.
Try to. Yeah.
So did you learn improvisation from your folks because they were jazz players, or did you just kind of pick it up intuitively?
Well, I studied jazz guitar not only at Berkeley but with a teacher, and jazz is crazy complex.
Right.
I mean, it's
mathematical.
It's
really.
mathematical. There's all these arpeggios, and you kind of flow between shapes, and you flow between the different chord progressions. And so honestly, I don't think I was I didn't like jazz music that much, and I wasn't that dedicated, but I could play solos, and so back in the day, I would just listen to records and try to copy them. And so I don't know. I'm if you heard me play, you'd be like, if you're not a guitar player, you'd be like, whoa, man, that's great.
Right.
You'd probably be like, yeah, it's all right.
I'm okay.
Yeah.
I'm not as fast as I want to be. But I think that's every.
I can be fast,
player,
but I'm not. I'm boring. You're playing that again. You just played that lick. Right.
Well, I'm going to flip back around. I know I'm doing an event coming up in April. You guys know that we filmed this show in Colorado, and on April 20th, 420 is always a big holiday here in the state because they celebrate recreational cannabis legalization day. And I'm in recovery, and I'm clean from cannabis and from alcohol, and I'm doing an event I've never heard of before. I'm calling it the Cannabis Breakup Party at Theology, or maybe the Mary Jane Breakup Party, because she never did anything for me. So We're going to Theology now. I think we'll go there.
Great.
We'll talk about the event. On screen, I'll put a little QR code, and at high noon on April 20th, we would love to see you if you're in the Denver metro area. Don't go to Civic Center Park and light up with everybody else. Come and snuff it out with us at the breakup party, and I think you'll be glad that you did.
Does Theology have anything to do with theology?
I think you can do some theology while you're at Theology, for sure. They are very. They got every kind of loose leaf tea that you can imagine at the place, and the chef is kind of a foodie there, and everything's like non-GMO, very healthy food, good sandwiches and stuff.
That sounds boring.
And it has a stage, so we'll do some music. And if you come on 420, maybe I'll have you do some music with me. We'll sit down.
Oh, I didn't realize it was at this place.
Yeah, it's going to be at the place we're going to go
indoors.
to. Yeah, it's an indoor place.
Okay, I see.
Big white tent venue with the stage inside.
Yeah.
And it's room for about 100 people.
Oh, okay, great.
So
cool.
hopefully we'll just have a good sober time talking about recovery and just celebrating our freedom from drugs and alcohol that day. It's going to be a fun,
beautiful idea.
Fun thing.
Beautiful idea.
So tell me, I think I've known you for almost a year,
yes,
maybe.
Right.
So you live part-time in Georgia and part-time in Colorado.
Right, yes. I've lived in Georgia and Atlanta since 1990, which is, goodness, 36 years.
Yeah.
I'm old. But my son came out to move out here in 2022, first to Broomfield and now in Castle Rock, and we got him a new place. We rent this townhome, and I came out, I guess about a year ago when I met you, and I thought, wow, this is kind of cool.
It's a nice town.
It's beautiful. I mean, it's God's country.
Oh yeah.
You can't beat the natural beauty. So yeah, it's back and forth.
And you can't beat the heat. Like when you compare how hot and muggy it is in Georgia versus
not
what
even
it is here, it's unbelievable.
When last summer it was 100, we were talking, and it's like, it's 98 degrees, and I was like, no, it's not. It's like, yeah, it is. Yeah, it's a steam room in Atlanta.
Right.
But I'm going to move out here full time, I think.
That's cool. That's really cool. And so you have some family here and family back there.
Well, my kid's mom lives in Atlanta, and my daughter lives in New Orleans. She just got her master's in social work. So yeah, it's kind of spread out, but I'm still close with my kid's mom, so I guess that's family.
That's
still,
good.
Right? Yeah,
that's good. So what did you do after music in Nashville? What was your career?
Well, I got out of college. First summer of '88, I was an intern at MTV, which was like the funnest job ever.
In New York?
In New York. I'm in the Guns N' Roses Paradise City video.
Oh, no kidding.
It was time of Def Leppard.
You have to show me where you are.
Yeah, okay.
I'll highlight you. That'd be
Milli Vanilli and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And then I got into advertising.
Okay.
For about 2 years in New York, and then in New York City I lived, and then I moved down to Atlanta 2 years later, and I was in advertising here for 3 or 4 years.
Okay.
And then I transitioned to real estate. I was a real estate agent and kind of semi-builder until 2008, which is
the crash.
Yeah. Yep. 2008 was it was
rough time for everybody.
Really bad. Yeah. And after that I started a chain of stores in the Northeast.
Cool.
Yeah. So
what were those called? What were
they were gold buying stores. It was called the Gold Experts.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, remember when you couldn't throw a rock without turn on the radio without We Buy Gold.
That's hot again.
Yeah, now I should have gotten back in.
Yeah. Crypto and gold right now.
My friend and I, who got me into it, we talked a year ago, and he's like, we should do it. I'm like, no, I don't know.
Yeah.
Gold's not going anywhere.
Already did it.
Don't ever listen to me.
That's awesome. That is awesome. So it's good. That's good.
Yeah. Well, so and so when we met, it was interesting because I don't know. I didn't have my exit in shirt on, but you and I talked, and in about maybe our second conversation, you're like, oh, maybe first. You're like, oh, Nashville,
Right.
And I was there, and you told me you were in the music business and played guitar.
I might have been coming back or going on a trip or something with the songwriters.
We just put two and two together. And
and I always have that Gibson patch on my jacket. So
I think maybe that was it. Do you play guitar?
Yeah. That's cool. Yeah, so do you write songs? Have you written some songs?
I heard once that it's funny. It's not funny. It's a little bit sad. But I heard a writer once. I don't know if he was a musician or a novelist.
Yeah.
He said writer's block is not being able to start. It's not being able to finish.
That's both are true. Really.
I have 30 unfinished songs.
Yeah.
I've never finished a song, and it's ADHD, or part of it is that's no good.
Oh, right.
Or I try to make it sound like something. And another writer told me, he said, just it doesn't matter if it sounds like a boy band. Just finish it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your friend's right.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. I think a lot of times I have a lot of unfinished material too.
Yeah, of course.
I got notebooks and notebooks of lyrics or just ideas.
Yeah.
Now with the iPhone, you have the notepad on your phone, so you make notes to yourself. And I have so many, like even just song titles.
Yeah.
But nothing more than that.
Yeah.
And it is tricky to try to finish a thought or an idea, or to find. In Nashville, they always want the hook. Where's the aha moment?
Don't bore us. Get to the chorus.
Yeah, Tom Petty said that, right?
Oh yeah, Joe Perry from Aerosmith.
Oh yeah. Maybe a few people have said that.
right. Tom Petty did too.
But you want to let that hook is what that satisfying line. Most of the time in country songs, it's the last line of the chorus.
Yeah. And it's where people go, ooh, I like that.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, that's
clever.
The payoff.
Yep.
Right.
Right.
And a lot of times some people are just like you're talking about advertising. People with a marketing mind. Kind of think along the lines of hooks and headlines and attention grabbing ideas.
Right.
And
that, what I've never done, and maybe you and I should do this, I've never sat down with another guitarist and tried to write music.
Oh yeah, co-writing is huge.
Yeah, because you go, hey, that's good, but what about this?
Right. Yep. And some, I've found co-writing quite a bit in Nashville, both with Christian gospel and with country people, is that there tends to be two different kind of people. Yeah. There are people that are really good with lyrics, and there's other people that are really good with arrangements and melodies, and the musical ideas. Yep. And if you can marry those two, or get those two people together, you can probably write something that's worth listening to.
I heard that, in Princeton High School, where I went, there was the whole Blues Traveler band was 2 years behind me.
I believe that.
And the harmonica player, who's a genius, and he said, and the Spin Doctors lead singer.
Yep.
He was also there, and he said, I was the master of the harmonica, and Chris Barron, that was his name, was the lyrics, prodigy.
Yeah.
And do you remember the Spin Doctors?
Oh yeah, they're great.
Yeah.
Really good. And talk about hooks, man. They were
little
nothing but hooks.
Yep. Yep.
So we are parking here at Theology, everybody. So I'm going to take 30 seconds. I'm going to tell you about Summit Church of Sedalia, and then we're going to walk inside the event space at Theology. You'll see where we're going to have some live music for 420 Day, and hope you can make it, and then we'll finish out the rides.
What do you look for in a good church? A loving spiritual family? Life-giving messages that help you draw closer to God? A place to raise your kids with moral values? A place to connect? A place to protect, and a place to grow. You can find all this and more at Summit Church of Douglas County in Sedalia, Colorado. Summit Church isn't a perfect church, but it's a loving spiritual family nestled in the foothills of the Rocky Mountains in Sedalia. Come join us for an in-person worship at 10:30 a.m. Mountain Time at 4240 North Perry Park Road in Sedalia, Colorado, 80135. Or join us live on our Facebook page at facebook.com/Summit Church Sedalia. For more information about our ministry, visit mysummitchurch.com. Do you want to start a relationship with God? Visit 29minutes.org and learn more about how to have a friendship with Jesus Christ.
All right, this is unusual for us in the Jesus Taxi, but we're doing an on-location shot. This is the stage area of Theology, where I bet Andy and I are going to do some music on 420. We'd love to see your smiling face in here. And let's sit down here for a second, Andy, and talk about what do you think about, when you think about musicians and being on stage. What do you like about performing? What do you enjoy about it?
It's interesting because I kept in mind that we were a cover band, right? We weren't rock stars,
right?
We weren't but there's a great amount of freedom and adrenaline it comes from it. You know, all these people you're the center of attention, basically.
Right.
And even though I recognize, and I'm not a rock star, I'm just playing. It's a lot of fun, and it's it is almost like addictive.
For sure.
You know.
Were you the kind of performer that would make eye contact with the audience, or were you the kind of that looked above their heads?
Yeah, not so much. I would look out, but not really. I was not that much of a showman.
Oh, okay. See, I was more, because I was a songwriter,
right,
as well as a rock musician. Yeah. I was always looking in the eyes of the people to see if that particular song was connecting. So I would be like, did they like it?
Yeah.
Did they not like it?
For sure.
Do they look confused? If they look confused, I'm like, maybe this song isn't.
Well, and we'd play it, and I'd be like, looking out at the audience, like, sorry.
Where are we getting that?
Right, yeah. But it was still just tons of fun. I miss it, actually.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And we'll play here on 420 together.
Right.
We'll do some music.
Yeah,
bring a guitar. We'll play and sing, right?
I'll have to borrow one of your acoustics.
I'll bring some spares, for sure. Yeah, great. So everybody, come on here on 420 day at high noon, and if you're a cannabis user, try to just swear off for at least 2 weeks and see if you don't feel better without it, and break up with cannabis with us. So we'll see you then, 420 at noon. All right, everybody, I hope you enjoyed that little tour into theology with Andy and myself, both guys who spent a little bit of time on the stage. We'd love to see you come to the cannabis breakup party.
April 20th.
That's right. I'm going to put in an auto cut, Andy. We're going to keep driving around Castle Rock.
But no, I'm so grateful that, and also I see people, what's expanded by my faith and my interest in getting in touch with God and Scripture is coming to churches like yours, where I see people. It's not a big church,
right?
The people every Sunday they come, and it's wonderful, and you can see their experience there.
Right, there's just sincerity, right?
Yeah. And I want that. I like that. You know. And these people, they're really hearing your message.
Yeah.
And you can tell that it's an experience for them.
Right.
And they go away and they think, okay, well, how can I go out and live like Jesus would want me to live?
Well, one of my favorite things about Tuesday nights, of course, we always have a meal, and then we share like the duties of, it's kind of like a round robin, dinner where people bring entrees and side dishes and a dessert, and then we have like 30 minutes of just fellowship and sitting around the table and just getting to know each other, and that's very New Testament. You think about how the church grew. The first communion service happened at the Passover table.
Right.
And I think there's something about breaking bread with other believers, and then just in an unrushed and unhurried environment, talking about God, reading the Bible, praying for each other.
And so, especially with the introduction 20 years ago of social media, it's gotten it's such a rare thing.
Yeah.
I mean, people just they're looking at their phones, and a lot of people, and this is fine. I think a lot of people go to church and to Bible studies just so they can experience other Christians and have fun. And
that's a good start. For sure.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. There's nothing wrong with that.
Oh no, I think it's great. It's a great reason to start. And if a lonely person comes and finds a friend, and all of a sudden that lonely person gets connected with God, then you've done that person the greatest favor that they could ever have been done for them. To not only make a friend here on earth, but to make a forever friend in heaven.
Yep.
Yeah. So powerful. So powerful. Well, we are drawing near here on our time. I've got 28 minutes and 30 seconds for the broadcast, and then if I go over, we put it onto our YouTube. By the way, if you are watching on television, you can watch the full length of these episodes on our Patreon page. Go to patreon.com/TheJesusTaxiShow, and you can see the entire episode of Andy and I talking here today. But I'm going to park by our favorite little clubhouse here in downtown Castle Rock.
Get back in my sled.
Yeah, and take the folks through what I call the STP prayer. And,
love it.
Andy knows this because I do it every Sunday at our church, but maybe you've been watching this episode of the Jesus Taxi and you go, what are these guys all about? Well, I'm telling you, we're about having a friendship with the Lord Jesus Christ. And one of the most powerful prayers I think that you can pray is a prayer of humility, a prayer of repentance, a prayer where you're saying, okay, God, I'm sorry for the sins that I've committed, and I want to thank you for dying on the cross for me, and I believe that God raised you from the dead according to the Scriptures, and then to invite Him in and say, please come into my heart, be the Lord of my life. Andy, I'm sure, did that at some point in his life. Huh, Andy? Was there a time when you did that?
Yes, of course. Just within the last 3 years, actually.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Did you feel a difference after you prayed that prayer?
100%.
That's
like
cool.
everything was going to be okay.
Right. Right. I'm going to park right here.
Okay.
And we'll just lead in that simple prayer for those who are watching online here today. I'm glad that you're watching the Jesus Taxi either on the CTN or on one of our social media pages. And I want you just to pray this simple prayer with me right now. Just repeat these words. There's nothing magical about it, but you put your faith into it while you pray this with me. Pray these words. Say, Dear Jesus.
Dear Jesus.
I'm sorry for my sin. Thank you for dying on the cross for me.
Thank you for dying on the cross.
I believe God raised you from the dead.
I believe God raised you from the dead.
According to the scriptures.
According to the scriptures.
Please come into my heart.
Please come into my heart.
Forgive me of my sin.
Forgive me.
And be the Lord of my life. I want to follow you, Jesus.
Follow you, Jesus.
From this moment forward.
From this moment forward.
Amen.
Amen.
Amen. Andy, thanks for joining me
All
on the
right.
Jesus
Great to be
Taxi.
here. Great to be here,
It was
Wayne. Thank you so much. It's
fun.
an honor. It's an honor.
Right?
Yep.
So everybody join us next time for another great episode of the Jesus Taxi Show. Tell your friends about the show. I'm sure they'll be blessed to experience it and to watch it and to grow. If you know someone that needs this message, especially this message of recovery, send them to a local 12-step meeting. I bet they'll find the help that they're looking for. God bless you guys. We'll see you next time.
You're the reason why the sun keeps going up and down every day. You're the reason why I'm standing here and singing out your highest praise. You're the greatest reason why I'm loving life this way. I clap my hands and I sing and dance and I make some noise, make it, 'cause you're the reason. You're the reason. You're the reason. You're the reason. You're the reason.
Thank you so much for tuning in today to the ministry of Summit Church and the daily outreach of Wayne Hanson. You could support our ministry in many ways. Visit mysummitchurch.com and click the red button that says Donate. You can also text your offering. Open your texting app and enter this phone number, 303-625-9434. In the message box, text the amount of your gift in dollars, then press send and follow the prompts that come through your texting app. There are no fees or extra charges related to giving by text, and 100% of what you give goes directly to the ministry. If you'd like to donate by crypto or other non-cash methods, please contact our ministry for more information about routing your gift. You can also support us by connecting with our online community. Comment, share, like, repost, and subscribe to stay up to date with what's happening at the church. Take care and have a great week. Remember, God loves you and has a wonderful plan for your life.